I'll be using these live streams to ensure I have control over my online chess addiction and prime my brain for my return to over-the-board chess. I'll start by responding to my daily challenges on chess.com, optional puzzle, optional review of my past over the board, then one rapid. If I don't have a challenge by the time I get through that quick routine, which will take between 20 and 40 minutes, I will kill the stream and walk my dog. Welcome to the party, KDB. KDB is from Belgium. I didn't get a response to confirm, but I'm assuming enjoyed waffles for breakfast. And KDB is shooting for 800 on chess.com as possible. We'll blow that out of the water. Max is beating up on me a little bit. So you want to give me a pawn that would appear. So if I go here first, then that pawn comes. Then there, then there, then there. Because if you take with your queen, thing is, if I go here, you can't take there because then I'll take your knight. So it's the move. I think I get a pawn. For about a year, I was in the 1400s USCF. Now, I had a lot going on. But overall, I had many tournaments I played well in, even beat several players above 1500. But I never made it over. Ironically, I played a little bit worse in my last two tournaments, but I caught my breaks, and I'm rated 1539 over the board, which is slightly above what USCF considers an average club player, not an average player. Middle of the pack are a little more for club players who are kind of taking it seriously. That's part of chess. I'm assuming luck will play a little less of a role as I improve. But I'm going to show two of those sequences that were very, very fortunate for me. Now, this is the third round of St. Louis Chess Club's Saturday morning games. The opponent had a difficult match that went right down to the wire in round 2. And we're both a little bit tired. But both of the 2 games I'm going to show is why I very strongly believe I can get to 1800 USCF without a whole lot of struggle. Then, if I don't get a chance to play for a living or incentives to play for a living, meaning $0, if I don't continue climbing, I will say I tried, leave my content out there. I have all the patterns in my brain, a good foundation for chess, but I'm not going to keep going. If I don't make a few of these mistakes, which I still won these games in spite of these mistakes, I'm already playing at a 1700 level. And it's a matter of time before I hit 1800, which would be a Class B player, I think. And I'll have to take courses. I'll have to probably get a coach, or improving past 1800 when I didn't play as a kid will be like pulling teeth. Anyway, this was board 1. Anything but the weekend tournaments over the board. I'm kind of experimenting, though I don't want to just mess up my open like I did here. But I don't usually play that. I've seen some opponents do it, so I'm just working on it. I don't care that much if I win. It's more important that I improve. Now, this is a situation that will never happen against stronger players. It's a 45-minute game, which is plenty of time to see this. But had I used my clock appropriately, I wouldn't have made this mistake either. Black basically gives the game away here. Because I have to take, and after knight takes, I take. What I did allows the queen to dodge the threat, and I didn't even look at could it dodge the threat in a way that defends this piece, let alone when the queen moves, the rook controls the files. So now I can't escape. I can't escape. A great example position to show why the bishop pair can be so powerful. And my queen is just completely lost. So it looks like I'm going to have to give, just save my bishop and play down a full piece. But instead, what happened? And here, I got my one mistake, which is worse than the mistakes I usually get. And suddenly I'm up a lot. So those are the little things that make me not really excited for my future as a chess player. But if I can eliminate those stupid mistakes, improve my play a little bit, and learn to play from a slight deficit, or at least draw from a slight deficit, I will already be close to my goal of 1800. Yeah, then you just got to take it. I guess you can do that. And now, doesn't matter that much. That rook can't really be there because I'll simply pin it, which I did, and win the game. So a cheap win, a very cheap win. I've got a lot of good games in here that I earned. But I want to show examples on my live stream of me or the opponent making bad mistakes. And that's a good player. I saw his game before, and I really believe that's why he played so poorly. He had a really tough game, and I watched it because my second round game was kind of tough, but it went quick. So I watched that opponent's game, and he was just tired. He was tired. I think he drew it, so he was maybe a little disappointed, and it showed in his play. But for people interested in chess or beginners that are playing online but are afraid to go to the club, these people are going to smoke me. Yeah, probably. But I hope to prove with breakdowns of my games why it's very possible to become a competitive club player by showing the types of mistakes you'll have to capitalize on at the lower levels, different tactics you'll have to spot to at least have fun and win close to half your games. I believe even an adult could get to where I'm at in the time I got to 1500 or faster. The other one was a game I shouldn't have won. So there's two games that I probably shouldn't have won. This is the second, and it got me to my current rating. I think I had white in both, yeah. And I got the white pieces. Things just went my way in March. That's why I've kind of taken a break. So a few bad mistakes by me in the open, mainly that one. I had an advantage. No, that one, yeah. Now I've given it away. I basically have to draw here. I'm frustrated because this is an opponent who I think he has a floor, meaning he used to be a lot stronger, but is a little older now, maybe has responsibilities, so plays less. But no matter how much he loses since he was strong previously, he can't. USCF won't let him go below 1500. Now, he is stronger than many who have a floor of 1500. He even goes above it sometimes, meaning he's playing above that level again. But it was a good opportunity to get some rating, and now I'm thinking, crap, I might not even draw this. Still, I'm seeing at this point there's only one way I'm going to survive or even win this game. And it happened. That queen check didn't come. It looks logical to simplify. You're up 4, but now I'm going to get the rook with check and your other rook. And apparently it's still a draw. So the opponent was just thinking, I got this one after white takes the black rook, but I'll check. You don't have good spacing, which is why that queen check would have been better. I take with check. I take your rook. And now still you want to give that check. I'm going to be able to win the queen now. So two very lucky games. I had board 1 against the strongest player in this event, March Knights, and I feel like he caught his break, so it all works both ways. I was much more locked in for that game. But overall, it was a good time to reset And now I am not playing much online, so I hope to use all that energy and focus to make the final jump to a good club player or a Class B player. Hello, Testy. You sound like a stripper. I like to push there. Most of my purpose online is just getting better, seeing new things. And as long as I don't play a lot online like I used to, I'll be able to kind of toggle back and forth between experimenting online and playing for real to win over the board. I think you could have taken that and then normally I would pin, but like I said, I'm working on different stuff. Okay. Now, a lot of times that push is not any good, and that pawn just becomes so weak. So weak. Now, if I go here, that knight move can't happen because my queen will cover. So I can go here, still control this diagonal, and be prepared to play that. Okay. So now let's go here in order to defend that pawn. You'd have to play there. I'd play there. You could try to go there in the meantime, but I'll end up a little bit better. Ah, shit. That's okay. Stay strong. Apparently you don't want to win the game. See, and now I'm out of it because I'm still thinking that pawn's not there. That's okay. Touch wasted the move. I'm telling you, online has done bad things to my brain. So that still doesn't work because of the bishop. I don't like that. I don't like that move at all. Yeah, because now you just lose. Okay. My knight covers that. Well, no. See, I'm so out of it. Thinking the bishop's there. Well, my queen still covers, so it's fine. Okay, so you're lazy. Very lazy. Do you think I'm not going to see that? It just develops bad habits. So you got to defend that. You don't have a choice. Your pawns are awful, in addition to my material advantage. Power. You go Nova. You know. Pawns are awful. Your pieces are uncoordinated. My king is safer. You don't have a plan. I would move the king back. fine too. Because what I want you to defend the pawn that way. And I can use this pawn to support my knight really well. Yeah, thanks. And also, there's no risk of back rank mate. I don't have to weaken my pawns. Not that that's super weakening, but I mean, it kind of is because the bishop could. Our bishop could control h2. And the queen can't go there, so I would make a queen move here. Power the opponent. Or you can lose the chess battle. It's up to you. How beautiful is freedom of choice. Rook. Rook, please. Rook. Rook. See now you're screwed because you can't go there. My rook covers. You can't cover from there because I'll pin it. Like I was saying with my over-the-board games. Chess is difficult, but it's not difficult until you get to above where I'm at. Well, difficult in the sense of it's going to require some talent and major time. That's what I mean when I say difficult. Yeah, it requires focus. But it's not difficult. It's not difficult until you have to really understand openings in detail or you're completely lost, which is true at the top level. It's not difficult until opponents stop making obvious mistakes, which it doesn't happen consistently in my level. Mistakes are easy to spot. Now when I play like 1800s and above, which is not often, of course I look at the game and they're not professional players. They're just really good. So they were making mistakes, but I don't always see them. Until at least 1400 over the board, between 1800 and 2000 online. I believe anyone without brain damage, and I don't mean that to be mean. If you don't have brain damage, you can absolutely get to those levels. 1800 online, 2000 or 1400 over the board. So obviously you can't go there. You can't do that. Now you just get mated. See, it's so amazing that these people have a high rating because now here you can't go there because my rook covers. You're in check, so you have to go there, and then I mate. These people are just no good at chess. You can win with your rook and just lose that way. All right. Oh my goodness. Oh. Now, whether I have a one-sided game like you just saw, whether I get dominated, whether it's close, I'm playing one game. My lead chess numbers don't matter. It's to get me right for over the board. And another cool thing about starting chess without having a plan, without being any good, of course, is we can learn something from every game. In fact, I strongly believe the best way to go from beginner, let's say 600 on chess.com to 1,000 would be to play bullet games. Even though you probably will struggle to finish, just make sure you make random moves until you either get mated or you get lucky and mate. Then review every game. Because if we don't know how to play chess anyway, why would we do long time controls? Me and my prodigy slash leader of Legion Smother, Max, disagree on that. He likes to play long games, but he's also at a better level now than when I met him. I don't get it. I think play bullet games, review them deeply, and just start to see patterns. Even at the beginner levels on chess.com, an athlete will run into some athletes who understand popular openings like the Roy Lopez, the Sicilian, Carl Khan, King's Indian, and then accidentally kind of learn how to play against them by reviewing the games. It's important to see all those patterns. Not so important to think when we don't know what we're looking at. And that's probably the biggest thing I would do differently if I were starting from scratch. It's fun to watch some of the grandmasters respond to that, especially Carlsen. What would you do differently if you were learning chess or Magnus Carlsen just had a kid? So I'm sure that kid will learn how to play chess at least decent. I doubt the kid will end up being a grandmaster. I don't expect. Like it's kind of like Tom Brady in football. That would suck being Magnus Carlsen's kid and playing chess. Why would you even try? I would actually just say, Dad, I'll play checkers. You want to be an international master? You know how good that is to be an international master? But you're Magnus Carlsen's kid, so now you're just an idiot. You have those genes? And you couldn't figure it out at the highest level? Gosh. But it would be interesting to see how Magnus Carlsen teaches his kid, if he does it all. And that's the biggest thing I would do differently, is I would play more speed chess when I started. But it was COVID lockdown. I didn't know anyone. You live and learn, right? Yeah. But we're having a good time. Chess is fun. And a lot of moves, especially in the opening on my Lead Chess account, that's just lazy. I'm not focusing there. I'm doing it to have different lines to look at that I'm not used to. Sometimes because I want to play them. Other times because, like I mentioned, even if we are doing the wrong things, we'll see stuff when we analyze that helps our play in the long run. Yeah, use that. And I survive. But what I did, again, is laziness. Because you can escape it. Yeah. See, a good player would have smoked me so bad. I guess you wouldn't block it that way. It likes my queen being on the 7th. Makes sense. And that's where chess can get really pretty. I made a mistake. The end game's even. That's a move that's really weird. Because I don't want to weaken my king by pushing. So I kind of have to leave it there. When I moved my queen, I eliminated that possibility with my knight. But now it went from me losing to being pretty easy for me. And you'll see, I'm good enough, especially with a lead, to make fine moves. But I'm bad enough to where, like I've been saying, a good player, when they get these positions, which will be often, because 1800s and the better club players are just quite a bit stronger than me right now. They'll get those winning positions, and they will not make this mistake. I think that's a pretty tough move to spot, but many will, and they won't do that. Why would you do that? Without thinking too. And now my king is safe. I understand how exposed the opponent's king is. I'm eliminating back rank risks without weakening my own king. If there, I would have just... Okay. So if that would have happened, I just played g3. But at least it's a little uncomfortable because I'm having to commit these pawns. And of course, you got to do something to get these in line so that when I check, you can use your rook to defend it. What's up, Silent Tutu _YT for YouTube, I assume. Dream 26. You have 26 dreams. I only have one sometimes. Message retracted. Did you say something mean to me? I'm a delicate flower. Don't damage my pretty petals. All right. Here's my one game. I'm waking up as long as my morning routine goes well. I'm a happy camper. Going one rapid a day. I'll try to stream every day. Return it over the board. Change man. Please challenge me on chess.com, and I hope you are playing some yourself. Go Nova.